Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Gaz and Jack's Talks. I'm Gaz, and welcome to our Mission Impossible special, which means today, Jack, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to review Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. We're then going to rank
Right.
the Mission Impossible franchise. We're then going to go through our favorite stunts, our favorite characters, and then because the man, the myth, the legend himself, Tom Cruise, we're going to give our top 10 Tom Cruise movies. This podcast will not self-destruct in 5 seconds. So,
I was about to say that.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, we thought 25th of May, Mission Impossible came out. We're a bit late to the party, but we have seen it. So we're gonna. I think we should just dive straight into the review. Let's not keep the small talk out of the way for the Mission
Hmm.
Impossible special. So I think we should, again jump straight into it. Should we just go straight into the Mission Impossible final reckoning review? Just give our scores out of 10. Yeah,
Yes.
you ready? You
Ready.
sure?
Was
Just
on the right
please go
page.
refer to your notes, page 394. Little Harry Potter, yeah, little Harry Potter for people. You good? Ready? So scores out of 10. You ready?
Yeah.
You're very, very organised tonight, aren't you?
Yeah. There we go. I'm on the right. Go.
Ready? Three,
I'm
two,
ready.
1. 8 out of 10.
Eight.
Okay, cool. We had the same. So yeah, what was the what did you like about it?
So I've made a little list of all of them. So if we're going on the
Mm-hmm.
new one, I've done like a tick, which obviously is good. Cross, which is a bit cross is like shit, and a little divide symbol, which like on the fence. So if you want me to, I can fly through them and see what you
Mm-hmm.
agree and disagree
Yeah,
on.
yeah, I'll jump in. Yeah,
Okay. So the first tick I put on here is flying scene at the end was
yeah,
immense.
definitely,
Absolutely
definitely.
immense. Like I was
Oh
sweating,
yeah, yeah,
and it wasn't even that hot. Like
yeah.
yeah, I mean
I think I
ridiculous.
think what benefited that is that the most of the promotions for the film was that stunt, and it didn't let down. It wasn't anticlimactic.
No,
It didn't feel. It wasn't like 5 minutes. It was like a whole 20-minute sequence,
yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
was.
He did it all. I actually had to look it up. Sorry, I had to look it up and be like, he didn't do it. He didn't do all of that.
Man did. He
Yeah,
did.
and then he got I think he got a Guinness World Record the amount of times a parachute whilst on
Oh,
fire.
that yeah. Yeah, I think I watched the same video. Yeah, it's insane. I
Yeah,
actually didn't think that. I thought the same. Actually, I didn't think that was real.
yeah. Because I could tell when Tom Cruise was doing it, and then when the guy off Ozark, I don't know the guy's name. I could see when that
Yeah,
was CGI. Obviously,
yeah.
spoilers. That part is definitely CGI. But yeah, like when it swapped from Tom Cruise doing it to him, I could. It wasn't like glaringly obvious, but I could tell there was a
Different. Yeah,
difference.
yeah,
Yeah, so that was a huge tick on my scale. That was just yeah. And then the next tick I got was underwater scene was claustrophobic. Did have to suspend disbelief and plot device of that suit, but
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I think
yeah,
when you put himself into these impossible missions, you got to give him some sort of leeway. But at least they said he had about what 30 minutes. Yeah.
yeah.
So again, instant tension. You know that he's on a clock. You know how deep down.
It's a good job you said clock.
Head out the gutter, please. Yeah, you know he's against the time. Yeah, and how deep the submarine is. Yeah, the suspense level for that. No,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. Definitely. Yeah, I definitely think I was
So I've actually got ticks on it. So the next tick I got was stakes had never been higher and was intense threats. Nuclear missiles actually works the plot
yeah.
story.
Wow, look at you. Because I
No,
agree. Because there's, I mean, I take it we're gonna go full spoilers for the whole thing, like for the movie. Now it's been out for nearly a
but
month now.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, I agree. I've never felt a Mission Impossible movie, especially when he goes into the entity itself and seeing the stakes that if they fail this mission, there is a global nuclear war. Where basically, half the planet is destroyed. It is a end of the world situation
yeah,
scenario, and you felt that throughout the whole 3 hours. The
yeah,
desperation in that room with all the leaders and trying to figure out how they can do, how they could stop this. And I mean, you can understand why they would question one man's ability to try and stop this when they're thinking the stakes are just too high for this. And yeah, it
mm,
carried it throughout the film. You felt like if there was something going wrong, you're like, oh god. Yeah,
yeah,
it kept you on that edge. Yeah, again, 100% agree. I think it was that this, for compared to some of the other Mission Impossible films, which we'll go into
yeah,
later,
yeah,
this was by far the most tension filled, the most suspenseful, and I was again like some moments of my hands were sweating. I was on the edge of my seat. I
yeah.
was yeah.
I definitely was because I spilled so much milk.
Yes, you did.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So the next tick I got was a scene
Did your face
showing.
close to the mic, by the way? You was like you're like leaning over to you.
Sorry, I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. I'm a
Yeah,
bloke.
can't
I can't
multitask.
multitask. Scene showing icons being destroyed, i.e., Eiffel Tower in London, was scary and felt
Yeah, do you know?
remarkable. The modern
Yeah, no,
time,
I agree, and especially
especially
as of
nowadays.
recording. Yes, we won't go into that because
Yeah.
we're not a political podcast,
No.
but yeah, I know what you mean.
No.
Yeah, I agree. But also, I don't know if those for a little, little film buffs like ourselves. I don't know if that was a miniature. It looked like a miniature to
Yeah.
me, and I thought
Yeah.
if that was, then full respect to the team for doing that.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it didn't feel CGI. It felt like they actually did something, like made a set probably this side, and just it felt old school.
Lose
Yeah,
the set.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I again going back to your attention thing. Yeah, we were watching those scenes with like the potential of what the entity wants to do, and you're
Yeah.
seeing the destruction of all these monuments around the world, and yeah, you felt the stakes, and that's when he came out of it. He was like, "I've got to get.
Ooh.
Yeah, I cannot
Yeah.
let this happen." Yeah, you were like with him for the whole ride. Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
incredible.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the one, the cross that I've got on this, it's not really about the film, but this will make more sense as we do the other ones. Uh, the crosses again with the intros. Why do they do this? Why do they do it
What do
for?
you mean the crosses?
The intros that show everything that like clips throughout the film.
Yeah, I think it's a staple,
But
isn't it?
it's a
Yeah.
personal. It's personal because I think, well, I'm here. I'm going to watch it anyway, and it looks cool. It does look cool. I'm like, yeah, right, yeah. But like, I don't see the point in it.
No, I get that's probably a nitpick for you because it doesn't
It's a
bother me
nitpick.
at all because I think that's been a staple throughout the whole franchise and it doesn't even from the first
Yeah.
Mission Impossible. I've never.
Some of them do, and some of
I
them
don't know.
don't. So if it was a thing where they've done one through to, it's just
Eight.
eight or nine, eight. Yeah, if they do it from one to eight, I'd be like, okay, I got no problem with it.
Yeah.
That's their thing. But some of them do, some of them don't.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
I
because
feel
and
really bad now because I've rewatched them all recently, obviously over the last few
yeah,
weeks, ready for the final reckoning, and I never noticed.
nitpick.
I know.
Yeah, yeah, it's me.
I noticed during Protocol onwards. I can't recall.
Yeah, it's mainly the
Yeah,
later
but
ones.
I'm sure the first Mission Impossible did it.
I'll look them up.
Because I think that's where he gave away the main spoiler. It's been only 30 years. The John Voight twist. I thought he was in.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, no. Well, I'll look back on the notes and see, but like, I don't know whether I did it from the first one or when I thought, bloody hell, this is like
Yeah.
happening a lot now. But yeah, then the one on the fence I got for next one, which is like your point. Why do people in high places still doubt Ethan Hunt? First few times, understandable, but come on, the man has done it over and
Yeah.
over again. And like your point, where it's like, okay, maybe this time it's like, this is like, you
Well,
fuck it up, we're all
yeah.
fucked. Um, but like throughout the whole thing, he's had people question him, and he's always delivered. And then now people question his like, oh, is he going to be like a super rogue
Yeah.
agent and go against us?
That's why he makes the
And he
mission
never has.
impossible.
Oh yeah, but like I think that was on the fence.
Yeah.
But obviously, like they've done that throughout the films, so it's not like a glaring one. You're like, oh
Yeah.
yeah,
I think to the film's credit, as you want to go against what you're saying a little bit, is that the president to be or president elect, whatever, did eventually trust him by putting those two soldiers saying, look, here it is, here's the
yeah, yeah,
location,
yeah,
good luck,
eventually,
type of
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
So, but yeah, I can see what you're saying. He's done enough now to warrant the fact that yes, he is a bit of a rogue. He doesn't do things by the books, but he has got stuff done. He has saved the world
yeah,
numerous times. So yeah, I get what you're saying. I think these more like nitpicks. They're not necessarily negatives for the film.
yeah, yeah. That's why I put it on the
Yeah,
fence. It's like it's not, and again with the cross, that's like I said, nothing against like the film. And that it's just one of my like things. But the next one I got, which is a tick, is nice callback with chap from
oh,
Langley. I forgot his
I've
name.
forgotten his name as well. Which
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry, as soon as he showed up, I knew
it,
where he was. I knew where he'd
yeah.
come from. And I
As
thought,
soon as they
oh,
mentioned, was it Alaska? Oh no,
yeah,
no, yeah. As
because
soon as
they
they mentioned
because
Alaska, because we're rewatching them recently, I
the
thought,
reference.
oh, and then when he actually turned up, I thought, oh wow, what a callback! It like
Yeah,
it gives it sort of like gives a respect to the people who've been there from the
yeah,
start. Like this is a
yeah,
good callback, which brings on to a negative. It's not my negative personally, but
yeah,
what I've read a lot about is people don't like the first hour. Not necessarily don't like, but they think the first hour is a bit of a slog because it is a lot of references, a lot of callbacks to previous films, and it feels like a lot of setup. But they don't necessarily need the setup if you'd watch Dead Reckoning, like it's a continuation.
yeah,
But
yeah,
at the end of the day, I feel every film needs the setup. Like yes, we had it from Dead Reckoning, but we needed to show that how high these stakes are and how the potential damage and
yeah,
everlasting
yeah,
impact it will have if he fails this mission. So I didn't necessarily mind it. In fact, I enjoyed it because
yeah,
again I love this franchise. So seeing all these callbacks and people from different films turn up, and you're like, oh yeah, him. Oh, I did not mind it in the slightest. So I do think it's a harsh criticism.
yeah. I think you need like setup as long as it's done well, which I
Hmm.
think it was, because you don't just go from the last one to this one and then they'll be like, right,
Mm.
they're at it straight away. Because like like you said earlier, it sets up this tension where they're like, this like I've seen what
Hmm.
could happen. We need to get
Yeah,
this right, sort of thing. So it's a bit like I don't know. After the end of Infinity War, they just like started Endgame with, oh, I found time travel. Let's
jump into it.
flex
Yeah,
it. Whereas like Endgame at the start was slow because it's you're living in the world
yeah.
after
And
the
they were
aftermath,
grieving.
which
Yeah,
sets
they
it up.
feel they're grieving the
So
loss of everything.
yeah, so like I felt like sort of similarities to that from
Yeah.
this one, even though it hadn't happened, but obviously Ethan and his team know like shit's
Hmm.
gonna go down if they
Hmm.
don't get it right. So yeah, again, I'd say that's like proper
Hmm.
nitpicky. But there's things in this film which like 8 out of 10. Obviously there is flaws. There's flaws
Of
in
course.
everything, but yeah, um,
My jump into my floor. The
yeah,
villain,
yeah,
Gabriel. I didn't like him at all. He felt very
yeah,
generic. He felt very
yeah.
one
They always,
note. He was. I was waiting
they
for him
always
to like do a maniacal laugh, like when he shut the door.
because he killed his like teammate
Yeah,
from the
yeah, he did.
get-go,
Yeah,
didn't he?
yeah,
Really, and there was nothing. I know he was shit talking him a lot, but yeah, I do actually. Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah.
I did
No,
think
no.
about it. It was a bit like not slapsticky, but it's like when he was like flying and they're trying to like, well, they're throwing punches at each other. It's like little
Yeah,
villainous things like
and he's just
what
laughing,
does
and
he
he's just,
say?
yeah, and it's
Yeah,
just a bit like,
you can't kill
yeah,
me,
yeah.
sort of stuff.
It
It's
is
like
written, and it's just. I think
yeah,
maybe he was a bit obnoxious, and maybe that was his downfall. But I just felt he was very generic, and he was.
yeah,
I was almost waiting for him, like I say, I was waiting for him to do like a maniacal laugh. Like,
yeah. And I don't think his death was as good as some of the
no,
others in
no,
this one.
no.
He's just got his head
I think
smacked in.
that's the one flaw of the most Mission Impossible movies. I don't think we've only had, in my opinion, we've had great villains. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah,
I think for this final reckoning, you would have thought you would have had a villain that would go toe to toe with Ethan. And I felt skill wise, you put them in a room, Ethan wipes the complete floor with him.
yeah,
He's just because he feels
yeah,
he feels almighty and powerful. He was the chosen one
yeah.
from the
Because he's
entity.
got the
Yeah, yeah,
thing
he's got
behind him.
that.
Yeah,
I mean, yes, he had a bonus by spoilers killing Luther. Yeah, you can. No other villains killed. Well, they have killed
yeah.
villain like, but not one substantial
But
like
that's
that.
someone that we
Yeah, like
actually
actually
care about.
cared about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that was my main nitpick. No, it's not that. That's a negative. But the rest of the film for me, it's just like nitpicks. Like you say, there was
yeah,
one or two scenes that just look slightly CG'd, and I
yeah,
think again, if we were talking spoilers, when he's in the sub and he had that random knife fight with that one chap. I thought
yeah,
that was totally,
yeah,
totally unless it explained. I mean, maybe it was a son or a relative of the first one because he had the knife, didn't they? And that was this
yeah,
French guy from the first film's knife.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Green Man.
So I thought was there a relation to that? It didn't really explain it. So when they were
Yeah,
fighting, I was
yeah.
like, yeah,
It was a bit
yeah.
like, eh?
I
Okay.
mean, to be fair, it
Yeah,
was a cool fight. Don't get me wrong, but part of me was thinking, why is this man doing it? You know what I mean?
yeah. Coming on to that, actually, I've got one of the on the fence ones, and yeah, I'll just
Hmm.
jump into it. So, submarine scene with captain and crew. Something felt off. Not quite sure how to describe it. The captain did not feel captain material. Strange casting choice, maybe, or maybe
So
partly acted poorly
I
or
was just about
scripted.
to say, do you
You know,
think it was a poor performance, or do you think it was this, or
yeah,
was
I don't know
that
what it.
plain point down to the
That's what I mean.
script?
I can't put my finger on it because like his performance was a bit. He seemed a bit like just
The actor's
just
only
like
given what
just
he's given, like written script wise, so
yeah.
it
That's what I
could be
mean. Like, I don't
script,
know whether it's
but then
yeah.
again, like you say, it could be the way he portrayed that script. You don't know. Could be.
Yeah, I don't know whether
eh,
yeah, because like sorry, yeah, sorry, the way he acted, he didn't. It seemed to me like he didn't realise the
Yeah,
stakes because he was just a bit like come across a bit
yeah.
cocky and like
Whereas, yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, I mean, the
yeah,
crew, I didn't mind the people helping him with the suit because the girl in that she was in a film called Love Lies Bleeding, and loved her in that, and I think she's a phenomenal. Is going to be. I'm not saying she isn't. She'll be a great actress in the future when she gets more roles. So seeing her in that was really cool. I get what you're kind of saying with the captain. You should apologise in case there was any little bump with the mic there.
oh yes, yes, I
Yeah,
do apologise just in
but
case.
yeah, no, I can
Yeah,
see where you're coming from. But I think overall, I think it was a fantastic send off. Do you think this will be the last one? It gave me the full. It did give me the finale
it
vibes.
gave me the vibe of it, yeah, but um, yeah, because I haven't really like looked at people's reviews because obviously I like
Hmm.
YouTubers, the ones that I do like watching, I like their take on stuff. So and I actually haven't watched any, but you watch Critical Drinking.
I do watch Critical Culture again.
I saw the thumbnail and the title, and it was a bit like Mission Impossible,
Yeah,
left a bit flat, and I haven't like watched it. So that, but yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know like why people because it seems to have got a bit of a not terrible
I said the score seems quite positive, but they're
seven point
just
seven point four
yeah,
on
yeah,
IMDb, which is a bit like it's still pretty good, but it's not like the other
yeah.
ones. But yeah, I thought no, I thought, but yeah, like the only reason I would end it is because I don't know how big
The
it's going to
stakes,
get.
yeah, that's
Don't know
exactly
how
what I
big.
was thinking. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I thought I, I did
Excuse me.
think if they were going to end it, it's the perfect one to end on because, like you said, the stakes couldn't have been higher. And I
Mm.
feel like Ethan's done enough, man. Like the character himself,
Yeah, man.
the man's done enough. He saved the
Yeah.
world 3 or 4 times. Let the man go
Yeah.
peacefully. Because there was talks of Tom Cruise said he would like Glenn Powell to not replace him, but like if they were to continue the Mission Impossible franchise without Tom Cruise, he said Glenn Powell would be a great lead. Well, he knows him from Top Gun, doesn't he, Maverick?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Which
But then again, Tom Cruise did say he wants to act into his like
till he's
hundreds and
90.
stuff. Yeah. So maybe he might roll it with that.
But he's also expressed to jump in there as well. He's expressed wanting to do other projects. So he's got apparently there's a script being put together for Edge of Tomorrow 2 and also a Les Grossman spin off. We've been waiting for that for years. So
Yeah.
I know he's
Absolutely.
got another project currently doing with I can't remember the director's name.
Macquarie.
No,
I've heard about one in space.
yeah, that one, but I can't remember who's the
It's not
director.
Macquarie. It's the
Is
other
it
one,
Chris
isn't it?
Boy?
Yeah, there's like two. I think there's two. He's like he collaborates with
Yeah,
a lot. There's Macquarie and
I
there's
can't remember the other one
the other
because
one.
I read it before we filmed. I can't remember the name of the bloody
Yeah.
thing. It don't matter.
So,
So he's got. I think he wants to explore other projects now, and I don't blame him because yeah, he's probably well known for the Mission Possible movies. But
mm,
when you like recently, I have like on my letterboxd, which can't take it by the way. He's I've done my Tom Cruise filmography. I've got 35 films right now. 90s, 80s cruise. He's doing different types of things all over
oh
the
yeah,
shop, man,
yeah,
which is great.
yeah.
But maybe since joining having the Mission Possible franchise, and now you're looking at Top Gun, Tom Gun, Top Gun,
Tom Gun.
how good Top Gun's done.
That's a good podcast name.
Tom Gun,
Tom
you
Gun.
know, it's nice probably to go back to just single films, not from
Yeah.
being built into a franchise. So, go back to the Mission Possible. Yeah, I think it was a perfect finale. I think I say perfect. Nothing's ever perfect, but I
Mm,
think what they did, they could have. I think they ended it superbly.
mm,
But would you say that this was the best stunts that he's done in the franchise, or do you think
yeah.
really? Okay,
I personally do, yeah. Because like when I've watched the other ones, like I won't delve into it too much because we've got a thing on it. But yeah, when I like I said, when I watched it, I've never felt like
yeah. See this.
well, I have, but I was proper like, "Ooh,"
Yeah, I
yeah,
felt the same way, right? And I don't. This isn't a negative, but this is even though the stunt was incredible and it did make my palms sweat, probably because I would never want to be in a position he was. But this was the least. I'm trying to word it. This was the least I felt worried for Tom Cruise in a Mission Impossible movie. I think probably because
that's
the
fair.
promotion probably didn't help because like you can just
Mm,
see him casually at the promotion. He was like, "I'll see you at the movies," and he's just like freaking dive bombing on the plane.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
feel worried for him.
Very fair, no.
Whereas compared to the
That's
other
a fair
ones,
point.
again, like you say, we won't talk about because we'll jump into that next. But I felt, yeah, I didn't feel as worried for him compared to other
Mm,
ones. But great movie,
fair point. Yeah,
great.
yeah.
If they were to finish it with Tom Cruise and this team, I'm happy for it. I think it ended
Mm,
the best it possibly could, and it's a fantastic, it's a great movie to see at the cinema. Also,
yeah,
shout out you for
absolutely.
getting those gallery tickets. That was a really cool
Thank you.
experience. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we're gonna do that for F1, aren't we, when that comes out?
yeah,
Because we
yeah,
said in our local cinema, you have your normal screenings and then you have a gallery, and we chose the gallery. It's kind of like a sofa, isn't it? A kind of
yeah.
sofa-ish.
It's just
Yeah,
so
where you
yeah,
got a lot more room. You get like a snack tray brought out here. You can have an alcoholic drink to bring in. You know,
get the savory
yeah,
one.
get to say the second one's lush. Yeah, so it was a good, great idea. We said if we do films that are over 2.5 hours long, we would consider getting the gallery ticket. So that was a great shout. That was really good. I think it enhanced the experience as well.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
so
definitely
yeah,
did.
go and see it. I definitely do. Ouch. No, hit my head.
Apologise. Probably
Apologize.
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, great movie. I definitely would want people to go and see that. I
yeah,
agree with Tom Cruise. Go and see these type of films in the movies, man.
yeah. I like that. Yeah, I liked his little message at the start
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, that was a
It's
good
like,
put. Yeah, great touch.
yeah,
Yeah,
you don't get that a lot
no,
really, and I swear he did it for.
the man is passionate about. See, he
Yeah,
loves popcorn. In the interview that he did on the red carpet, it was hilarious. He was just like going, he takes 2 large bags of popcorn into a screening. And
yeah,
I'm thinking, man, that's a lot of calories. But at the same
yeah,
time, like you know what, Tom, I'd love to go and watch a movie with him. I really would. He just seems like the most standard.
yeah,
His passion for film. He loves movies, and yeah, because one day we might not have him. The way
no,
cinema's going in the minute. We
yeah,
want to get bums on seats for these events.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm glad
and
if he was an ambassador for that. I'm pleased we got a man like
yeah,
Tom Cruise.
because it takes a lot. He doesn't have to
No,
do this stuff. Like he doesn't have to be hanging off
nope.
a plane flying. Like he's worth fucking
Yeah.
millions. He doesn't have to do it, you know. And I know like Brad Pitt apparently done all his driving this one, so maybe he's like influencing like other people to start
Yeah, to
doing
go
it
to
because
branch out a bit,
yeah,
explore.
yeah, yeah. So
Well, he
yeah,
said, do what you could do,
hats off.
what you got to do for
Yeah,
entertainment. Not saying kill yourself, but like just
yeah,
come on,
yeah,
Tom Cruise does death-defying stunts, even in Top Gun, but you know,
yeah,
okay, you know what I mean.
yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Should we move on?
Yes,
Mission Impossible
yes.
ranking. Ranking.
Ranking. Yes. Again, I've got this
So I'm
thing
just getting
going
a
on
drink.
here.
What are you doing now?
That's fine. I'm just shuffling my notes. Very sorry for this. Yeah. So do you want to start from like my tick cross thing? I'll try not to keep it like too long. So I'll just run it through. Obviously, you can. Well, I can give you.
Oh,
You
yeah, give
can.
me free.
You can jump in. You
Thank
are
you.
allowed. Yeah. But obviously, I won't be
Yeah,
too
yeah, yeah.
long. So I'll just jump
So
right
you're
to it.
starting
So
from number 8.
starting from number one, we've just done eight. Starting from Mission
Oh, you're
Impossible.
starting from the Mission Impossible. So I thought you were doing
Yeah,
8
yeah.
to 1. Like the ranking,
Oh
the
no, no, no.
ranking
This
one.
is what I mean. Sorry, like I'll go
Yeah.
through them because I think our scores will be
Right.
very
Okay.
similar. That's why I was saying like I'll just kick off like go through them
Yeah.
quickly and then we can
Oh,
rank them.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
No,
Sorry
that's right.
about the
Yeah, thanks.
confusion.
Yeah, it's clarifying.
That's fine. Yeah. So what I've got for Mission Impossible one as a tick is good story. Don't get labels confusing because I've actually heard and like saw on IMDb that people are like, you know, had they've added like these pluses and negatives where they're like tick for like suspense, and then like a negative or thing was confusing story.
What the hell's okay?
And I thought I'm thick as
You're not
shit,
thick.
man.
Yeah, you're not thick at
I
all.
understand trans. Remember trans.
That's different.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. Thanks for. But yeah, I thought this story was not
No, it's not confusing at all.
hassle.
They
No.
just seem trying to figure out who the mole was. That's
Yeah.
all.
That's
That's
literally it.
literally yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, and rewatching it, I think even okay, we knew what was coming, but I thought the build up to it was
Yeah.
brilliant. I thought, yeah, whoa!
Yeah.
Right, in the second time, I thought, man, that's so good. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I enjoyed it rewatching
yeah.
it. Yeah, I think I bumped up the score. So another tick I got awesome death of Jack.
Was that the one with the elevator? Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah,
nasty.
yeah, that's grim. Yeah, and he's charging his brother, isn't
I didn't
he?
know that.
Emilio
Is
Estevez,
it?
Martin Sheen's
Oh,
son.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he was quite a big star, like in the '90s. So for them to put him in the
And
film,
kill
they
him
had
for the
killed him
first
like 20
20
minutes
minutes.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
like shit. Yeah. So yeah, but that death scene was fucking
Hmm.
literally. Across up guys, action scene. Too much CGI helicopter in tunnel. What the fuck?
Come on.
As a cross, yeah. Well, I mean,
Let's just
come on.
bring a helicopter
Yeah,
into,
yeah.
into
It's a cool concept, but when you watch it, it's not. It's
yeah. The
basically on
CG
basic
doesn't
ground.
necessarily hold up. Yeah,
No.
but I wouldn't. I think that's probably personal preference. I thought it was entertaining as hell.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I was entertained, but it was like one of those. I was like, bloody hell, this is
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It gets better,
Hmm.
obviously, because he's freaking hanging off fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another tick I got is I had a list then. Stealth sequence
Oh,
underrated. I really underrated. Nice set
oh,
piece.
it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Langley scene is infiltration is excellent. Very
Yeah.
suspenseful. You have a palm sweating. That every time I watch that, it literally
It
my
does sweat.
palms
Yeah.
sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with a bit, and then he turns over and the rats looking coming down, and it's just like, love of God.
And then he cuts back to
Because
that.
we, yeah, yeah,
The next tick I got is intro to Ethan Hunt, caring for his team, do or die
yeah,
attitude.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, good
Yeah, it
introduction.
shows exactly what he's about. Just jump back on that. Sorry, to go back to that rat scene. Do you know the scene after where Tom Cruise is like that? So
Yeah,
Brian De
yeah.
Palma originally kept trying to achieve it. Apparently sometimes they would hit the floor with him because they tried to stop him.
Oh,
But apparently at one point they didn't tell him. So when he came flying down, that is Liz.
he's proper
Yeah,
like panic.
yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently, even though they got the shot, Brian De Palma made him do that 18 times.
Oh,
I think what a bastard.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. He was like, we
He's
got the shot 8 takes ago. He just kept making him do it. I thought that when I watched that, I thought it was funny.
and you forget actually that Brian De Palma actually directed
Yeah.
that. Because I remember when I first watched it, I was like, oh, Brian De Palma, bloody hell. Then when I rewatched it, I was like, oh, yeah. You know, you don't think, like, because back when I first watched it, like, probably when I was like 15, I didn't really know
Hmm.
directors or anything. I knew actors, but like now I'm more, what's the word? I'm more
Clued up?
like,
Should go with
yeah,
clued up.
clued up. So yeah, like you think, oh, De Palma, yeah, he's done Blowout and Scarface, now he's doing Mission
Yeah. I
Impossible.
haven't still haven't watched Bella yet. I will.
You should watch it, yeah.
I will.
Yeah. So, jump into Mission Impossible 2.
If you have to.
this will be good. So I didn't really like it before. I thought, no, this is pretty good. You know, I don't understand the lower score. I did as soon as I rewatched it. So the tick I got good physical stunts and fighting scenes because the fighting scenes are hey, you're on about dumb entertainment, right? The fighting scenes in that are stupidly like entertaining.
I tell you what, Zack Snyder got inspired by 300 for the freaking amount of slow scenes that are in this movie.
Oh yeah,
Like, come
well
on, man.
the cross I got a few crosses on this one. So the cross I got love
Oh God,
story between Ethan and Naya. Is it because
it's
they're both daredevils?
probably it's the most horniest hour of a Mission Impossible movie ever.
Oh God, I don't know.
It's just
Yeah,
like, mate,
some of the shots you think,
the
what
whole
means Andy
car
Newton's
thing with the
going to.
mini,
Oh yeah,
and then he
that's what I mean.
freaking died. I thought,
Yeah,
come on.
that's what I mean. Maybe it's the love story 'cause about daredevils. Like maybe.
I don't know. Maybe it was just Ethan seemed very horny that time. I don't know. It didn't make any sense. I
No,
didn't
no,
buy
no,
the love story at all. They had no
no,
chemistry
definitely
for
not.
me.
No, 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 no.
And half the film was him trying to get her back. Like he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to use you to infiltrate. Go back to your ex because he's going to have this the buyer for this nasty little disease." And then halfway, as soon as he sends her away, he's like, "No, I want you
I think
back."
Ethan
It's
wants
the
to give
most
her a
it's
nasty
the
disease,
one
man.
time I did not like Ethan Hunt in one of the
Yeah,
franchises. Not
yeah,
say I full on hated him, but
yeah,
his
but yeah,
character
I know what you mean.
compared to the first one, it's the total
Total
use.
opposite.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I couldn't stand the first hour of that film.
So another cross villain. I don't know why I put bit weak,
S-
but he's
The
very weak.
Scottish guy.
Villain is weak. Just for money, no other real motive.
Yeah, and the fact that he wants his ex back,
Yeah,
like
I
it's
think that's another cross as
yeah,
well.
it's a
Yeah,
generic.
using Naya as a
Yeah,
plot
yeah,
device.
it's a generic villain. He's very forgettable. I don't remember his name. I could not tell you his name,
No.
but I just call him.
He's the one who's supposed to be Wolverine.
Oh man, could you imagine? Probably cry as soon as Roguelike leaves or something. Because as soon as the girlfriend left, they're like, cause that was the one cool thing I liked about the film was the infiltration mission. And he was like, no,
Yeah,
no, no, you got to go back to him. And then when he takes the mask off, it's actually him. I
yeah,
thought
yeah,
that bit was
yeah.
cool, but then he started crying. He's like, oh, she doesn't love me. I thought, oh,
Yeah.
get
Oh,
yourself,
shocker.
mate. You're a freaking
Yeah,
terrorist with a freaking potential to have a dangerous virus running into people, and you're worried about a bloody girl.
yeah,
Come on, it
yeah.
was stupid. The writing in that movie was so I'm gonna
Oh,
go off on one in a minute. That film
yeah.
it really annoys me. But I
So,
will agree.
yeah.
Sorry if you're gonna jump in on
No, no, no,
the
no.
action scenes are good, but it takes too long to get there. So by the time we get to
Oh,
them,
yeah,
I
yeah,
couldn't care less.
yeah, yeah,
Like I really
yeah.
couldn't. Yes,
That's another one of mine.
the Chimera segment, him destroying the viruses. That whole thing, the whole standoff
Mm.
with the music in as well. In this movie, it was like in the whole thing, I
But
was like, "What the?"
my next point for a cross is White Dove. Jesus Christ. That's literally a put when Ethan comes in and goes, oh.
That's one of the worst. Right, this doesn't make any sense to me. So he goes in and tries to get her back, and then he fights that his henchman, the one with his little tippy cut off,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And then he comes in, and he's like all gagged. Ethan is all gagged
yeah.
up, and then he shoots
Oh, he's
him.
broke his
Yeah,
skull.
he shoots him to death.
Mm.
Where is the mask machine for him to do that? It's the most stupid plot device, MacGuffin going.
Mm.
Like the amount of times that was used throughout the whole film, and especially that was the worst one because he went in single handedly. He didn't have a briefcase going.
Yeah,
I might need this. Didn't make any sense. So when he comes in and that twist, and he's there going, no, I thought, what is this?
yeah,
I thought it was
yeah,
rubbish. Yeah, the
yeah,
scene after him running, and taking the mask off. I
yeah.
thought, apart from that, I just thought, what the? I don't
Yeah.
like to. I don't want to. I'm
What
try. Yeah,
the?
I don't want to try and swear much on this, but this
I
film really pissed me off. It really did.
yeah,
Every time there's some scene, I can't. I don't try not to. I let a film do its thing sometimes, but when I'm watching something, mm, I couldn't help but go, "Oh, for God's sake!" Or for fuck, I'm just telling it to f
yeah,
off and just
yeah.
rolling my eyes. The amount of times I did that for this one was probably too many. So can I go into the quick positives? And just give. I've only got two positives
I
for this
think
film.
I don't even think. Oh, I've got a positive.
Yay!
I've
We
got a
got
positive.
positive. We got one. The intro,
Yeah,
the mountain climb,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's
super.
very
I
true.
mean, the what
Yeah,
other
Mountain Climb
positives?
was.
Take a look around and Biscuit soundtrack.
I disappear,
I just beer
Metallica. Yeah,
Metallica. The
yeah,
soundtracks of this movie are great. But
yeah.
I know my other points, favorite bit of the film was the last 20 minutes. The motorbike sequence, fun as hell.
Oh
Fun as
yeah, I've
hell.
got that. I got that as a divide. I put fight scene between Ethan and Sean is great. Lol. There's no need for it. There's just no need. They're both. They're
It was
both.
so dramatic.
Yeah, there's no need
Yeah,
to jump off and
spin
do
yeah,
something with there, but I love it.
and the whole bit when he like kicks the gun up in the air, and I was just like, oh, it's very Bo. I can't pronounce the director's name. Is it Bon Woo?
Oh
Is
yeah,
it John Woo?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
John Woo?
yeah. I
Yeah,
think so.
yeah. I
But yeah,
just thought, yeah,
it's very his style.
yeah,
Yeah, that's why I put fight. The void thing, fighting style.
yeah.
because he never used it
No, he
again
doesn't now.
in any of the other
No.
ones. I thought in the other ones, you're like, hold on a minute. In the second one,
Yeah.
he's fucking like, all this shit, but no, no.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the best, less said
The
is the
better.
better for that one, and I think we all know where that's going to rank.
Yep. Definitely.
So,
ASMR.
sorry about that. Yeah, ASMR. Yeah. So Mission Impossible 3. So the first divide I've got is shaky camish,
Shaky camish.
shaky cam-ish, especially at the start when that facility
Yeah.
was there.
Okay. I didn't
Yeah.
pick up.
Again, not a positive, not a negative. It was a bit like, oh,
I think some people can take or leave shaky cam. If shaky cam's done right, it's great. Obviously, this sounds really like no shit Sherlock. Of course, if it isn't done right, it's not. It doesn't come out as good. I didn't feel that. I thought it was fine. I did.
yeah, that's fine. That's what I mean. It wasn't like one of those where it's like glaringly horrible. It was just a bit like, oh,
So,
yeah,
so one of my positives is the opening.
yeah,
Instantly felt the stakes. I thought, oh wait, Ethan's married. But that's one bit. At first, when I first read it, I was like, when the hell did that happen?
yeah. Oh, he's not married to
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Oh, why
thank
not?
God for that. I was
Yeah.
injected with the bloody chimera myself.
So another tick I got is masquerading scene slash edit from Tom Cruise to Philip Seymour Hoffman's.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what I'm
Yeah,
just thinking of. It's
yeah,
superb. Yeah, the editing
brilliant.
in Mission Impossible 3, to be fair to you, is phenomenal. I thought it was
Yeah.
the best editing in the franchise. Ooh, I nearly ran out of breath then.
I know, I'm the same.
Oh,
Very passionate about this stuff. Another tick I've got. Obviously, stop me
yeah,
if you want to stop me. Yeah, because I feel like I'm taking over a bit.
it's fine.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, menacing slash best so far villain.
In terms of the trilogy, yeah,
In
I
terms
will
of it,
say,
yeah, that's why
yeah,
I said
yeah,
best
so
so
far,
far.
yeah.
Yeah,
He was,
so far.
for the limited time he was in it, but when he was in it,
Yeah,
like, even as soon as on the airplane, when he's like, what's your name?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know, whoever
yeah,
she is, I'm gonna hurt her. But I just
yeah,
thought, wow, I do not want to fuck with this guy. Like,
yeah,
he is
yeah,
free, he is scary. I would not want to go on the wrong side of him. And
yeah,
yeah, when he escapes, you feel like when Ethan looks at you, you could tell he was thinking, "Oh shit."
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He was by far he's menacing. He was a brilliant villain. May he rest in peace.
Mm. Another tick I got is Tom Cruise performance best so
Mm.
far, i.e., with his wife being in
Mm-hmm.
danger.
Yeah, most
Top,
emotional
like you said,
Ethan
yeah,
we've had so
top
far.
felt the stakes. Yeah,
So try not to talk over each other. Get too
oh, sorry,
excited.
yeah, yeah. So the one mine like in between I got is now heist or stealth mission.
Yeah, you know what? Some people find that negative.
Yeah,
When because he goes in, like you see him go down the
yeah.
I was gonna say the
And then
slide.
he
He goes down the
laughs.
window of the building, and then it cuts to him actually inside. And you see
Yeah,
the perspective of the team. I quite like that for a change because it's sort
yeah,
of their perspective going. Where is he? Like, from
mm,
if you're sitting
yeah,
in that van waiting, just you can imagine how tense it would be in that van. So then he's like, "Yeah, I
yeah,
got it." And you think, "Oh right," but he can't make. Yeah, I thought that was really good. I
yeah.
didn't mind
For
that,
me,
but people
yeah,
find that quite negative. One of my negatives for this one is I don't think the team dynamic is as good.
yeah. Couldn't
Yeah,
tell
I
you the
mean
names.
the second one goes for
Luther,
the second one team dynamic. Apart from
oh
Luther,
yeah,
yeah,
and that
yeah,
Australian bloke.
the Australian bloke. You got Maggie Q. Oh, getting high now. Maggie Q. Moving on.
Thank
Maggie
you.
Q.
Oh yeah,
She's one of
oh
the team
yeah,
members.
oh
Yeah,
yeah. That's right.
she was a good addition.
Yeah,
But
thank you.
but in terms of the whole team dynamic, it wasn't
Yeah,
the strongest one. Of course,
no, no,
obviously
no.
after four, it's
Yeah,
staples. But yeah, I didn't feel the
mm,
team was as strong. But then again, probably had back to back films where it wasn't as strong.
yeah.
And,
That's a good
yeah,
point. Yeah, so another tick I've got is scene on bridge. It was a great action
yeah.
scene.
Apart from
Um,
and he adds that because he actually straps himself. He doesn't obviously have an explosion go off behind him, but when he goes
yeah,
explosion, when you watch behind the scenes, they rigged him. And he didn't not saying he went flying into that car, but they did rig him
yeah,
to go have the motion
yeah,
of him. So I thought,
yeah,
yeah, pretty practical as well. Not
yeah.
practical
And then
explosion, but you know what
yeah, but yeah, that scene was great. So another minus I got, well, not a minus in between. Is story a bit basic, but not such a bad thing.
I mean. No, I think it's the most personal Mission Possible one.
Personally,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, that's what I say. It's not
yeah.
such a
It's
bad
not a
thing.
bad thing at all. I felt it. I enjoyed it. I don't think going from. I mean, this probably kind of spoils the ranking a little bit. I don't. I think three onwards, I don't have a problem where people would rank them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I think
yeah,
there are two. The top three are definitive, in my
mm,
opinion, but we'll get to that. But MI3, I haven't really got any major problems. Like you say, more or less nitpicks. Maybe it was. Um, to be fair, thinking about it, apart from the team dynamic, I didn't think the mission in Rome of kidnapping him wasn't as exciting. I thought it was quite generic. Yep, simple as
mm,
yeah. Okay, the one bit with him trying to get the throat thing is like going.
yeah, yeah,
I thought that was quite good, but I wasn't as like into it
yeah,
as
yeah,
much.
yeah.
But
And I think his death's a bit of a letdown.
oh, it's a massive let down.
Yeah,
I mean, I forgot how he died until I was rewatching it,
yeah,
and then when it
same.
happened, I thought originally I was like, oh,
If you'd have like done that 5 seconds later, it'd been
mm,
fine. yeah. Just like happens to be a massive van just speeding
Yeah,
down this bloody alleyway in Shanghai, doesn't
yeah.
it?
It
Still.
does give us, in fairness to this film, it does give us the first long run sequence. I
Oh
thought that
yeah,
was great. And then
yeah,
also Benji, Sean Pegg.
yeah,
Sean Pegg?
yeah.
Simon Pegg. Sure, I was thinking Shaun of the
Sean
Dead.
Pegg.
Simon
Yeah, I
Pegg.
got Tick
Yeah.
Simon Pegg, another Tick Aaron
Aaron
Paul.
Paul. Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
God, yeah, he
yeah,
plays the brother-in-law, doesn't he?
yeah,
Yeah, man. I
yeah,
forgot. Yeah. Wow.
yeah.
Aaron Paul going to see him with
Bloody
Tom
hell.
Cruise. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I
Yeah,
remember watching. Yeah, when I rewatched it, I thought, hang on, that's Pinkman.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that was a good addition. Yeah. So, yeah, no,
yeah,
MI3 is solid, and J.J. Abrams. Yeah, he was quite unknown at the time as well. Yeah.
yeah. Because he was doing Lost
He
after that,
did a bit
wasn't
of
he?
Lost, and
Before.
then he did Super 8,
Yeah.
and then
Excuse
yeah,
me.
so yeah, it's one of his first. I don't think I don't want to say it was his first, but I think it was his earliest stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, man. When you talk about it, Mission Impossible have had franchise had some great directors. So yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
yeah, no, Mission, yeah, MI3, great, and a great one, probably the best of the trilogy, the original three. I'd say
yeah.
one you could argue. I know a lot of people hold the first one in high regard, and I'm not saying
Oh, you're saying the third one's
out of the
better?
first
Yeah, yeah.
trilogy, I would say the third one's probably the best out of the three.
I'll say the first.
Yeah, you're probably with a lot. It might be in the minority. It's up to preference. I think MI3 doesn't get much love compared to the other ones.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
saying that the others are necessarily bad unless it's Mission Impossible 2. But yeah, I don't think the 3 doesn't get enough respect.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah, fair point. So yeah, we're going to Ghost Protocol now. So I got this the cross opening credits give away the film. Weird choice. It did happen because I wrote it down
Oh, because you
whilst
wrote
I was
down it was
watching it.
legit.
So yeah, so I thought when I was watching it, I was a bit like, this is a bit weird. And obviously it does because I watched it before and I thought, yeah, he does that. He does that. I was a bit like, okay, weird choice, but whatever. Again, that might be me nitpicking, but
Mm.
yeah. And a divide thing I got is nuclear scene. Have to suspend disbelief, but still enjoyable.
Is that the nuclear scene where at the end?
Yeah,
Yeah,
when it's like literally, doesn't it actually go like it
it
actually?
skims off a building.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I mean. It's a bit.
So
Yeah, it's enjoyable, but
your main nitpick was the ending, like the nuclear bit.
yeah, the nuclear scene. Yeah, I thought, but it's not a cross. It's just
Oh, in the middle.
yeah,
I think in terms of Mission Impossible 4, probably one of the negatives of that was the third act, not necessarily um the car park sequence was bad. I think
mm,
because you had such highs before, like you had the
yeah, yeah,
Burj Khalifa, then you had the sandstorm chase, and then and then you'd have that as your finale. It was a bit underwhelming
yeah,
compared
yeah,
to what you did beforehand. Maybe that's where the franchise should have learned. And to be fair,
yeah,
not giving it away, but I think it did going
yeah,
forward.
yeah.
But
No, that's a good point.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So tick, but Burj Khalifa scenes, climbing, dust storm, negotiations.
excellent.
Yeah,
The whole Dubai segment is
yeah,
edgy as a top tier stuff. Every something is happening, and what I love about Ghost Protocol is everything's against them. They
yeah,
haven't
yeah,
got the
yeah,
tech. They haven't got backup. I'm not saying obviously it's the IMF they don't get backup, but they literally are get what they're given, and you
yeah,
got to make it work somehow. And the fact
yeah.
that everything pretty much doesn't work,
Everything goes wrong.
everything goes
Yeah,
wrong. Again, that's what the
that's to hope that they had met before, sort of
yeah.
thing.
I mean the hope,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
just
great.
by chance they never met before. It was enthralling. Yeah, I think it was
Yeah,
one of the strongest points of the film.
and yeah, that's the tick I got. Like how team fails on certain parts, but don't give
Yeah,
up.
they don't give up. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
One of my other positives is Jeremy Renner. That was a great addition. I
yeah,
liked his
yeah,
story as well. Like he felt like he let
yeah,
Ethan down because
yeah.
we're led to believe that his wife was killed.
Mm.
Yeah, I like that bit of a redemption arc for him.
Yeah, you know what, the team in that. I like the what's the character, the woman in that? What's her name?
I don't know. I had
Yeah,
I
yeah,
went to look her up before we started, but I just forgot.
yeah. I did that. But there's so many of them. There's so many.
You went to look her up. You went before I did.
Oh yeah, no. I went to look up her name. And no, I went to look up. I went to look up the actress's name because I like what you said. I like the character because when she was trying to seduce the guy
Yeah,
at the end, and she was like constantly like, oh, I
yeah,
ain't, I'm not doing it,
yeah. But she's giving
and
him
then
pain, and she's then playing it off as being like flirty. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
so yeah, so yeah, that should be a tick and all to be
yeah.
honest. And then another tick is scene in Kremlin, brilliant.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I love Benji in that because like when
Oh,
they
when he comes
first
up,
see
yeah,
him, when he first sees him in the vat, he's like Benji. He's like, yeah,
yeah,
pass the field test. And then when he's walking through, I was like, can I say it's an honor? He's in
yeah,
the look. He's there going, sorry, shut up now.
yeah.
Sure, anything Simon Pegg's in, it just for me always elevates it
Elevate,
because he
yeah,
does bring that comedic relief, but he does take later on in the franchise as well. Benji does become more serious, but he
yeah,
is that
yeah,
guy that you need. And what I love about Benji is that he is loyal to
Yeah,
the end.
absolutely.
Like
Yeah,
he has the choice to go back. Like even in other films, I know we'll get to him, but he had the
yeah.
choice
He has
and
a
he
choice
doesn't.
not
He
to.
sticks by. Sorry, I'm getting passionate and went to throw it. And then he sticks by Ethan and the
Yeah,
team. So that's what I love about Benji. Yeah, he was great, and the whole Kremlin sequence, yeah, was brilliant.
yeah. When he gets his head up in the
Yeah,
monster.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, another tick shows Ethan Hunt thriving. I don't know what I meant by that. Thriving and developing as a natural leader. There we go. And back and brilliant off the cuff.
Oh well.
Yeah, a bit like what you saying. You know, when they keep failing, they're all coming up with
Yeah, yeah,
plans.
yeah.
Yeah, showing his leadership skills and all that shit.
I know.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not even gonna say add anything to that because that was good. Yeah,
Thank you
yeah,
very
yeah,
much. Thank
yeah.
you. So across though, I got weak villain.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I want to blow shit up.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I want
Yeah,
to start the
let
world.
me blow
I want
shit
to
up.
start the world anew.
Yeah,
Blowing shit up. See, I'm gonna go against myself here because I think we can all pretty much say that Ghost Protocol is one of the best of the franchise. So I think, but if we hold on to that point, we jump
mm.
into Rogue Nation
Yeah,
because this is the definition of underrated and underappreciated, and I'm glad it's getting more love now than what it did when it first came out. Because rewatching this, I think it's one of the most brilliantly story wise, narratively wise, one of the best of the franchise. I love Rogue Nation, and especially on rewatch, it holds.
yeah. So your score.
Yeah, I couldn't. It's because originally when we first saw it, I think I gave it like an 8, and then I bumped it up to a 9 because I just thought everything about it was just incredible. I love the villain. I love Solomon Lane. Well, I don't love him; he's a horrible person, but I think you go off that. Yes, okay, he's kind of I want to get nuclear warheads to blow up the world, but in Rogue Nation, he just wants to cause chaos to hopefully right a new order in a way,
mm.
and using it with former IMF agents as well. I thought that was
Yeah, that
fantastic,
aspect.
and the fact that
Yeah,
he was a rogue agent like that,
yeah,
and I think that gives a give dynamic to Tom Cruise, to Tom Cruise, to Ethan Hunt because sometimes he is looked at, as we said in our Final Reckoning review, that he seems as a bit of a rogue. It's sort of like Solomon Lane is like the antithesis of what if Ethan crossed the line. Everything
yeah.
that he had, he could have become a Solomon Lane, and I
Mm.
don't think Solomon Lane gets enough love. Well, don't say number I love, but you know what I mean. In terms of some of the
Yeah, yeah,
best
yeah.
villains, because I do, I will say now, he's my favorite villain of the franchise,
Okay,
easily for me. I think he
okay.
gives, especially because he's always in this film in particular, he's always one step ahead of Ethan. Whereas Gabriel thought he was because of the entity. Now because being a rogue agent himself and working in that for that I say company for that agency,
Yeah,
he sort of knows the game.
yeah.
And the
No, that's
fact
a
that
good
in the
point.
opening minutes he traps Ethan in that box
Yeah,
and gets him
and kills
wherever
the
it is,
girl.
yeah, kills that
Yeah,
girl.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he's
a good point.
always one step ahead. And
Yeah.
also, it gives us one of the best openings. That plane sequence, palms in your hands, hands sweaty like mom's spaghetti. That plane sequence, every single time, my anxiety for Tom Cruise
Yeah.
watching that, it goes because again when after each of the films I've watched like the behind the scenes of how they did the stunt, and the
Oh
fact
yeah.
that
Imagine
he had
that
to have
being.
contact lenses in, and he
Mm.
tried to put his feet on there, but he said the force of the plane was he was literally he said hanging off it. He said he could
Yeah.
because originally he was supposed to be slightly perched, but with the
Mm.
force of him going up, the further he's going on, no, that's why his legs are dangling. He could not move. And I think when you
No
watch that
thanks.
and then you watch the film again, and when he's up there in the air, I am bricking it for him.
Okay, I met yeah that scene and like I think that intro stunt very early, awesome. I think the only negative with that is a bit short. They're doing dirty a bit with that because it's just literally the
They
start.
shouldn't put it at the start. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's literally like I don't know whether they did it at the start to be like, oh, this is cool, this will be a cool intro,
hmm
and it's like, and then it's the credits, and you're a bit
yeah.
like,
I mean,
they're
maybe
doing
if
dirty
yeah,
a bit with
yeah.
that.
To be fair, that probably is my only negative of the film is that the fact that he had the best, probably the best stunts of the franchise. We'll just debate that in a bit,
Yeah,
but you put it in the first 5 minutes of your film, and
yeah,
I think if you were to use that later on,
oh,
it would have been probably
yeah, that,
more for a better sequence. But I'm not
mm,
saying that the other stunt they did in the film was bad. In fact, there are a few chase scenes in this film where I think are outstanding.
mm,
But yeah, I can understand why people see that such a negative because again, we spoke about Ghost Protocol and how the Burj Khalifa, the Sandstorm, and then you have that car park sequence with the little nuke,
yeah.
which gives it the one cringy bit. Sorry, about Ghost Protocol mission accomplished, and it doesn't work. That made me cringe. But yeah, you have that elements to it, and then you come back to this one, and it does feel a bit underwhelming compared to the opening 5 minutes. So yeah, I get where you go. I would say I agree slightly, but it doesn't detract from the fact that the
Yeah,
stunt itself is magnificent, and I've never feared for Tom Cruise.
yeah, that's a good point.
Unfortunately, sorry, I need a drink.
Yeah, that's fine. So another tick I got is Benji has a bigger role to play. Absolutely, definitely has a bigger role to play in that one.
Yeah, because the
Could have been even bigger if he got blown up.
yeah,
So, yeah,
yeah,
definitely had a bigger role to play.
yeah,
Yeah.
he did. Yeah, he had a lot bigger role to play, especially with the Alec Baldwin character coming in and trying to dismantle the IMF, and him sort of being constantly interrogate, saying, "Have you had contact with him?" No, and he
Mm.
gets given 2 tickets. Again, talking about loyalty, man just goes.
Yeah, yeah,
Man just
just
goes. Like
goes.
Ethan wants me, okay, I'm there for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah,
definitely has a large role to play in
yeah.
that.
So yeah, my divide I put is villain is a bit bland, but I put reasons are like you said are decent enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again,
What would you
but like you
why would
have,
you say bland?
I don't know whether I like Sean Harris or not,
So
like
as
the
the
actor.
actor,
Yeah, I don't know whether I like him as that
personally.
role. Like, fuck you. No, no, I don't know. Just the way he talks and just a bit like, obviously he's trying to be like menacing and like, a bit like, yeah, fuck you, Ethan, that sort of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, and like we mentioned in previous podcasts, um, personally, like I don't like films set in England. It's something nitpicky for me because I think I live here. So like I'm a bit like, oh, I'd rather see something like in America or like the Burj Khalifa or
Yeah.
whatever. So I think because literally it was closer to home and like most of the characters now are English and it's set in London and I'm a bit like, but
Yeah, I mean, I get that. A lot of MI5 was thrown into it, which jumps into my positive. Rebecca Ferguson as Elsa Fowl. She is a great addition to the franchise. I thought also her character. She just wants out. And I sympathised with her.
yeah,
Everything I understood exactly her motives. I understood exactly where she was coming from, and I had a lot of sympathy, but I thought as well that she can hold her own, and it's good where I say like some franchises become a bit cliche where the women don't need the man. She never said I don't need it. She's
yeah,
just a straight up badass, and she
yeah,
just knows exactly how it's played, and she just carries on with it.
yeah,
But I love the sort of being the mole and for the for MI5, MI6. It was one of
yeah,
the yeah,
yeah,
it's one of them, wasn't it? I can't remember which one.
yeah,
Yeah, I love how she's been the mole for that, and then how they're trapping. It's like she's stuck like the MI5 are trapping her, and he's trapping Solomon's trapping us.
yeah,
Like she's got nowhere to go. She's
yeah,
so
yeah,
stuck, and yeah, you really sympathise. But to jump back into one of the another positive was the theatre sequence,
yeah. We got opera
the
scene,
opera
yeah,
scene.
particularly,
Yeah,
yeah, that
brilliant.
was sick, yeah, that was really good.
The fight, her trying to
So
get the shot, a
three-way shot,
three-way shot. Yeah, it's like,
yeah,
oh man. So I mean,
oh,
Solomon's one step ahead. He already had one in place, another one in place. Brilliant.
yeah.
And the motorbike chase scene as well.
Yep, we got that in here. Car motorbike scenes were good and well shot.
Well shot. Yeah, they were well shot. To be fair, yeah.
Yeah,
There's And what do you think about the main stunt where he has to go into water and he holds his breath for six
yeah, for
minutes?
tick. Underwater scene was awesome.
Yeah. Everyone says that's underwhelming compared to like some of the major stunts, but Tom Cruise held his breath for 6 minutes. I can't even hold my breath for 6 seconds.
No,
Hello,
no, really.
6 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, I don't get the downplay on that, man. That's fucking bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can understand
and
what
like he kept kept fucking up and all. I
Yeah,
was
he
like,
could.
oh,
Yeah, and that's the thing what you say about Benji playing a bigger role. 'Cause he has to go through the sequence. That's why obviously he has to put that card in. So
yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
that doesn't work,
Fucked up.
Benji's dead basically.
Yeah,
So yeah, yeah, having to play that. But people was like, oh, why did he hold on to it for a second for dramatic effect before putting the other one in? My defense is maybe he's making sure it's the right one before he
the right
puts it
one.
in.
Yeah,
He doesn't want to
yeah.
put three.
When he's losing consciousness, he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Yeah,
everything about that. So I defend that scene. So I think it's
yeah.
again
There's nothing wrong with that.
gorgeously well shot. I love the pan up before he goes in.
Yeah,
Batman over. Yeah,
yeah,
again, I think people nitpick too much, man. I just think what they've achieved doing some of the things, and Tom Cruise defying expectations every single film, whether it be holding onto the side of a plane, holding your breath for 6 minutes, holding, climbing up the side of Burj Khalifa, and you get a nitpick just for a story element. I just think,
yeah,
come on, a little bit.
yeah. That's a bit much.
But again, you go on about another positive. I love the fact that it wasn't like a big action set piece towards the third act. Like, yeah, it was a standoff.
It's a cat and mouse
Yeah,
trap.
cat and mouse trap. But then you had that bit with the MI5, the guy coming in, and him revealing that he was actually
Yeah, yeah,
the mole. Well, not the mole. He was the oh, was he the one that gave away the names? It was him, wasn't he? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it was. Yeah.
yeah,
Again, I thought it was
yeah,
excellent. And then how they trapped Solomon in that square thing at the end. with a
I did
dramatic,
like that way he's trying to get out,
yeah,
shooting.
yeah, with
Yeah,
a dun dun dun.
yeah.
Oh man, Rogue Nation underappreciated, and I'm glad it's
There you
getting
go.
more love now.
Mm. Yeah, a few ticks I got that you've already mentioned. Ethan's relationship with his friends, liked how, liked aspect with Elsa character playing between good and bad
Hmm.
guys, and Carmack boxing. Yeah, I think yeah, we like you say, you've gone through it because you love it. So the next one's Fallout, isn't
Oh yes,
it?
the magnum opus.
So again, Cross showing off film during intro. He does it again. But no, but I'm just saying, when you go there and you're watching something, why would you want to see what you're about to see just summed up into like miniature
I
parts?
speak
And
for
like,
the whole people who love Mission Impossible and action movies in general.
yeah,
Fuck off.
fuck off, fuck
Yeah,
off. All right, I'll fuck off then.
it's
Yes,
there is nothing wrong with Fallout. I'm sorry.
no, and I really like Fallout. Yeah, I think that's literally my Andy Cross just showing off film during intro. Why? Just why? Just why? I just don't see the
It's
point
a
in it.
staple for the whole thing. I think that's just
It's,
that
no,
is a
it's not because if they did, they'd been in every single one. The fact they've only done it in a few, then I think literally,
oh,
hold on,
hang on, referring back to notes.
yeah, in the next one, don't do it. Yeah, they do. Never mind. But yeah, the previous ones, they don't do it.
I think because this new trilogy from Ghost Protocol onwards, it set the stage for the next phase of what the franchise is going to be. So yeah, maybe it was a thing they thought, let's just make it a bit fun and just
Yeah, it'd be cool to spoil that film.
maybe keep people
Anyway,
enticed. Now there is. I not only do I think I don't know. We should have done the rankings first because this is kind of giving it away. I think not only is this, I won't say action. I'll leave that bit out. I think this is one of the greatest action movies ever made, and I will die on that hill. I think the Halo jump sequence, they actually jumped out of the.
would not see me
I
doing
did not know they did that until I watched the behind the scenes.
that.
I thought, okay, they might be
Henry
on a
Cavill
set.
did it.
Henry Cavill, yeah, they had a
Oh, fair play.
cameraman. Freaking, he had a huge like little pole thing attached to a camera, and he was watching him jump out. I honest to God, I thought that was on a set. They jumped out of a plane, and his face was
I
digitally.
thought Tom Cruise might have done it,
Yeah, yeah,
but I didn't know
yeah,
Henry
they
Cavill
both
did
did it.
it. Oh, fair play to him.
Because
And the
Henry
cameraman.
Cavill wanted to match Tom Cruise. Like he says, no, if he's doing it,
But
I
then he
won't.
passes out or
Yeah, he
something.
did. Well, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, so the Halo sequence
Mm.
leading into
Yeah, that's a tick.
leading into the party sequence with the fight scene in
Brilliant.
the toilet. I thought
Yeah.
was one of the best sequences in the feature. They both get their asses kicked. The bicep
Yeah.
flex from Henry Cavill.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Daddy. Yeah. Honest to God, him with a mustache, by the way. I no wonder he
He
messed up.
fucked
He
Superman
messed
up.
Superman up. Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, they both get their asses handed to them.
Mm.
And introducing Vanessa Kirby as well. I thought she was a good addition.
Yeah, you'd rather have Henry Cavill apparently.
Put them both together. Moving on.
Yeah.
That's definitely impossible. But now, then you have the chase sequence. There was probably another action scene I'm missing because this film is just filled with them. Oh, the
So
one in France with him trying to trap Solomon Lane, in order to give over the. They had to give him the
yeah,
nuclear things, didn't they?
that's right. Yeah. I think I got tickets for those as well. So yeah, stunts jumping out of the plane, running on rooftops, fight on the cliff.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
and him and Tom Cruise, what another stunt of his? Actually
really.
flying a helicopter and actually falling down the rope. And honestly, you can again watch behind the scenes. People actually thought he fell off it because to be fair, when you watch it and you see the shot,
Oh yeah,
it
yeah,
actually
yeah,
looks like he fell off it.
yeah.
And
But yeah, you planned that,
no,
or did you actually
he
like was
actually
like shit?
apparently he saw him as he fell because obviously it's slightly moving. Like when he fell, he did knock off a little bit. It wasn't as bad as it made out in the film
Yeah. Mm.
because he knocked off slightly. Because obviously they had to go through stunt coordinators. They have to make sure what exactly happened. So the
Mm.
fact that it went slightly off, apparently some people on the ground thought Tom Cruise
Dead.
fell. Yeah, he died.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, there's again. Sorry, I'm trying to do things bit by bit. The action sequence in France with him trying to entrap it and having to try and figure out how to not give Solomon Lane over whilst trying to make sure he's dead at the same time. I think the dynamic of it all, and we've also missed a bit at the start of the film when they have to give the three warheads over, and then he goes into into the hospital where you think is a hospital, and then you
Oh
got
yeah.
the screen saying that people have
Oh
attacked
yeah,
each
yeah,
other.
yeah.
I bought it until
Mm.
it was actually a whole setup.
Yeah, true.
I thought,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
riveting stuff.
Mm.
I thought in that moment I felt the stakes. What happened? They lost the warheads, and
Yeah, that's a good point actually.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think of that one.
So I know we fluctuate all over the place, but we
No,
we
no.
it just comes to us. But I can talk about Fallout for hours. I really could. I think some of the, like I said, the action sequences. Again, I mentioned the one in France. You got the chase scene in London with him
Yeah,
on the
on the rooftops.
rooftop. Rooftops.
Jumps out the
I'm
window.
jumping out of a window.
Yeah.
Okay, breaks his ankle.
Yeah, he actually did
Break
break his
his
ankle,
ankle.
didn't he?
Break
Carrying
his
on running.
ankle. Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah, I
poor
saw
guy.
that one. Yeah, it actually put it in the film.
Yeah, yeah. They did. Yeah, him
Yeah,
running out of the frame. Yeah, it's actually him limping.
yeah,
Poor man.
limping away. I thought, oh, yeah,
Yeah, the man's dedication is just second to none. Really is.
definitely is, man.
So no, the whole third act of it, and also bringing back his wife.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just oh man, it just worked. Everything just worked for me in this. I got nothing else to say. Fallout's just incredible. It really is. I can't.
so I'll run through my
Go
points and
on,
you
and
can.
yes, please. I need another
Yeah.
sip of my drink.
So I put tick for villain, Cavill, good presence. We all know what you want more than his presence, so we'll leave it at that. Another tick I put ending was great and very tense. Ethan's humanity, not killing God man, police and saving policewomen.
Yeah,
I love that
yeah,
scene.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was top notch. And I put the divide. I put nukes again, but not a major issue
Mm-hmm.
because at this point it was like the third time they've done nukes. It was a bit like, oh, okay.
And also, been
But
turns out they're actually apostles. Like they're still part of the rogue nation. Just
yeah,
I love
yeah,
that
that's what I
element.
put. Lane returning. Played decent part of trying to hunt.
Yeah, hunt,
Yeah,
hunt.
hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tick briefly shot, especially during med camp scenes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. You can tell when he went to IMAX doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause my screen went bigger. I was like, oh, it looks just nice. Yeah, and then I put helicopter scenes. I put epic.
Oh,
It was,
it's just brilliant.
so
Again,
yeah,
probably my favorite third act of the whole franchise.
I'm gonna put Walker's death scene was awesome.
Oh yeah, with the hook.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
I love a good death
but
scene.
I love the whole Bev trying to drop the thing on him. I thought that whole chase scene was just. Again, I think I mentioned in the previous episode that that last hour, I was just
Oh, yeah, I
in.
remember you
I
saying
was just enthralled. I just
yeah,
couldn't believe what I was watching again, and it kind of makes me. I hope one day they put some of these back on the big screens. I would love to see Fallout on the big screen again.
yeah, yeah,
I
they
really
should.
would.
Mm,
In fact,
I'd
if you
say
just
that.
give me Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, and Fallout, I'm sorted.
Yeah, no, same. I really enjoyed rewatching these because I was in an hour in it because I'd watched. Then when we went to watch Dead Reckoning,
Mm-hmm.
I watched them all and I thought, all right, maybe I don't need to, but I'm really glad I did.
It is, yeah,
Because I told you, then I watched five in the night because I was like, yep,
yeah,
all right, next one. Yeah. So yeah, this is the last one now, and then we can rank them
yeah.
because we've been going on for ages.
You only said this. Be quick.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, Dead Reckoning. Then I put Tick Stunt off Mountaintop.
Yeah, I'm not as high on that one as everyone else is. It's still good. Well, no, Tom Cruise was definitely high on that one.
Tell him that. Oh, it's all right, Tom.
You
You've
could
done
have done
better than
better.
that. Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm not as high on that one. It's incredible. Again, watching behind the scenes, the sequence itself was incredible. Behind the scenes, how the lead up to it, Simon Pegg couldn't look. He was on set
Yeah.
when he did it. He
Mm,
could, and watching him from his perspective, he was like, I can't, and he was crying when he was
mm,
about to do the run up because he was like, he just worries for the man.
yeah.
But yeah, it was a cool sequence. Don't get me wrong, but I think because for me, there's just some that are slightly better. That's no slight on Tom Cruise. Like man's jumping off a mountain for our entertainment off a
Yeah.
bike.
Not a bike.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it was a cool sequence, but yeah, it's not in my top five.
Okay.
Spoilers, but
Fair
yeah.
enough. Yeah, so next one I put different world ending scenario. The entity. So
Mm, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
you're like it's more like into modern day times with
hmm,
aliens and all that shit. Yeah.
yeah. No, to be fair, the villain was a negative for me because I'm just not, as I said in the final ranking review, I'm just not big on Gabriel.
Yeah, but the that as a divide villain's motive is a bit questionable, but still fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I just
I know what you mean. He's a bit of a like
again,
whatever.
I think it's just the whole "you will give it to me."
Yeah.
Someone will die
Oh yeah,
tonight.
someone's gonna
I
die,
was
and then
gutted when
oh
Elsa
yeah,
died.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
gutted. Not
yeah.
because forget the fact that Rebecca Ferguson's gorgeous. Don't get me wrong; she's a phenomenal actress, but I really like the character. So sounds awful. Probably it's probably what leads into one of my other negatives. Yeah, the death of Ilsa Faust really knocked it back for me because I just enjoy her character. I think
Mm,
the fact she never could really get out, I was just genuinely gutted.
yeah.
But also the fact we were introduced to Hayley, I wasn't big on her in this one. I think her character was very annoying. You could just
Mm,
tell that he's trying to help you, and you just keep running away and double crossing him, nearly getting killed on a freaking train. And it's like, what are you doing, man?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well, he's forgiven later. So it's just things like that, just nitpick. Again, you want to call it nitpick, but call it that. But
Mm.
yeah,
She's a bit weird how she gets introduced. He's like, yeah, she's a really good pickpocket,
yeah, pretty much.
and it's like,
And
okay,
you're
now you
offered
run with it.
the
Yeah,
choice.
yeah,
I hate it when they keep saying that.
yeah. So another tick I got is seen in desert. Now it's different environment.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
that was
again the Elsa
yeah,
Faust
top.
scene. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought she died then. I was
Yeah.
gutted. I thought, don't you dare kill her for the first 20 minutes. Okay, she was like, 20 minutes later, oh crap, we
Oh,
killed her off.
yeah.
Yeah, I was, for God's sake.
So I put another tick is airport scenes fun to watch.
Filmed in Birmingham.
Filmed in Birmingham,
Yeah,
it was.
Birmingham Airport,
It
Birmingham
was
train
all Bob.
station. The
Yeah.
train station, Birmingham
Yeah,
New
train
Street
station.
Station.
Yeah. Yeah. Snow Hill.
Snow Hill, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Shout out to Snow Hill. God knows why, but yeah. Um. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Guess what my negative is.
Go on.
You already know. I've said it for about 5 times now.
Oh,
Showing
the
off the
intro, the
intro.
intro.
Yeah. I just want to know why. That's all.
Doesn't bother me as much.
It bothers me. I put it down
Fuck
5 times.
fucking times, man.
So a tick I put
Note
car
to
chase
self, Jack
scene one.
doesn't like intros.
No, no. Well, I don't. I like intros to films, but not when they're just showing off everything that's going to happen.
Just nitpick.
So another tick I put car chase scene whilst being handcuffed.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you
Also,
actually do that one?
I,
Do you reckon?
no, I
I
probably
wouldn't
did.
put it
I
past
didn't
you.
watch that. I didn't watch that one.
Okay, I wouldn't put it
I was
past
only doing the stunts at the time. I needed research.
you. Yeah, fair enough.
Also, the introduction of Poe. Poe, we know as Mantis.
When we're
Mantis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
I,
character.
I really
Yeah,
liked the character a lot. I was glad she had more to do, and we forgot to mention her. If I'm reckoning it, she had a lot more to do in that, and she had a good role in this one.
yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah, because I thought if they just killed her off at the end, I'd have been a bit like, oh, well,
What's the
that's
point?
pointless.
Joining.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
And they gave us
yeah,
something more to do, which was always good.
yeah. And then the last tick I got nice setup for a sequel.
But yeah, great self
Frankly
sequel.
speaking.
Ethan! I thought, for God's sake.
Oh yeah,
That's
they
a
always
grief.
do it.
Again, this is
Oh
grief.
yeah, they always do it, don't they? Yeah.
So, in
Yeah.
terms of ranking them, do you want to go first quickly?
So the bottom one.
Yeah.
Um,
Both say at the same time? Three.
Mission
Mission
Impossible
2.
2.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pants.
Yeah.
One of the
Yeah.
worst ones. Easily the worst one of the franchise. Yeah.
So I think what's my next one.
You want to do the same time or you just want to read it off?
You
Do you want to do my 8 to 1 first?
Yeah, go on. You do
So,
it. Yeah.
8, I've got Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to. At number 7, I've got Mission Impossible.
Okay.
And then number 6, I've got Mission Impossible 3.
Okay.
5, I've got Dead Reckoning. 4, I've got Final Reckoning. So number 3, I've got Rogue Nation. 2, Ghost Protocol. And 1, Fallout.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. I think we're quite similar. Let's say 8 Mission Impossible 2, 7, 3, 6. I'd say Rogue Nation probably.
Ooh! Ow.
I'm trying to think. And then 5 for Mission Impossible 1. 4, I'd go with Dead Reckoning. 3, maybe the newer one.
Final.
Yeah, 2, Fallout, and then Ghost Protocol.
So our top 2 is pretty much the same. I do
Yeah.
definitely think Rogue Nation is too low. For your list anyway. But it's preferences at the end of
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah.
Don't really. I'm just going to say, right, I just don't agree with you.
Yeah, fair enough.
Give Rogue Nation more love. And respect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do we go with?
That's good.
I don't know.
Oh, there's no glass box here. I can easily just go and punch
Oh
it.
shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So moving on swiftly. Yeah. What's the next part?
We said we're going to do the stunts quickly.
Yeah, I'll let you lead with this.
Okay.
'cause I think we're probably going.
So all it is just a quick thought. I think we pretty much spoke about it while we're talking about the whole franchise as a whole.
Yeah.
So in terms of number of stunts, it's just our top 5 ones that stand out to us. So number 5, I have the mountain climbing Mission Impossible 2. Even though it is the worst one of the franchise, but that opening sequence is phenomenal. Again, hands are sweaty like spaghetti. So yeah,
I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that'd be.
I think it's pretty much everyone who has fear of heights or anxiety of him literally hanging.
Yeah, because when you watch it, you think, was he going to put his hands? There's nothing there.
Yeah,
and he
it's just
finds
chalk.
something. Yes. And then he jumps on from the other one.
And he's there
What are you
just
doing?
casually smiling, going, huh.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, no, Tom, you
That's
don't
not normal.
sigh with excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I think everyone had that. But of course, afterwards we get the Limp Bizkit thrown into it as well.
Yeah.
I will admit the intro is pretty cool to that. I was going to say the intro is pretty cool. But the rest of the film shit. Anyway, number 4 is the plane in Final Reckoning. I will give you that. Final Reckoning.
Yeah.
We just talked about it.
Final
So we
Reckoning. Yeah,
just talked about it.
He's done a lot of stunts.
Yeah,
To be fair to the
yeah,
bloke.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You mean the
recent one?
motorbike?
No, the recent one.
You put that full?
Yeah. Even though
So you put the bike one above that one?
the bike's
even
not in
though-
my top 5.
Ah, that's right. Then about to say you did shit on that one. I thought.
No. That's what I mean. The one
Oh,
from Dead.
that's number 1 for
The
me.
one.
That one.
Yeah, oh, is it fair enough? Well, at least I got it at 4. It's in my top 5. At least I'm mentioning it. But let's say I just like I say it was the least I was worried for Tom Cruise, but that doesn't take away the fact that the stunt itself
The
wasn't.
character, you mean, like, because I was fucking worried for Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I felt it was the least was worried for
Same
Tom
for
Cruise.
Ethan
Yeah,
Hunt.
let me finish what I'm trying to say. No, what I'm saying is that I don't. It was the least I was worried for Tom Cruise doing a stunt. Like I said with the airplane with Burj Khalifa, like I was worried that the man was going to fall to his death. But in this one, I wasn't because I think the promotion sort of not hurts. It kind of hurts it a little bit because they're going to see the movies and they're going like doing that double barrel thing and.
So you mean because he's alive? I don't understand.
I think
You're
it was
least
just
worried
it
for
was
him.
just the least I was worried for him doing a stunt compared to the other stuff. Like in that one, you could it was a bit safe because I think because you were watching behind the scenes and he had all those different wires making sure that he wasn't falling to his death. I
Mm,
think it was a lot. It was safer, but that doesn't take away the fact that the stunt itself was magnificent.
okay.
See, you maybe hit the thing again, Jack. Come on.
Okay, go on.
See, yeah,
Just run through your list.
yeah, move on through all this. I'm to
Yeah.
explain it. Come on,
What's number
debate me.
three?
Come on, then.
What's number three?
It just I don't want to tell you now. The helicopter sequence in Fallout. I think that because
Okay.
the whole chase scene, him actually, you can tell when they've shot him
And
actually.
because he almost died, he didn't feel safe at all this time.
Man, that one, oh man, it just made me shriek. Even rewatching it, it made me go like, oh, like thinking
Yeah.
crap. But second one with the airplane, Rogue Nation. That's the one, the ultimate palm sweater. Every time I watch it, I just think
Yeah, I think that, like I said, that they did that one dirty. I think
they did do it dirty, but that doesn't take away
because
the
that
fact.
was long. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they did that longer. Obviously you do watch it take off and him like going,
that's
you
it's
know,
a good. It's the opening like 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, maybe it could have had compared to the plane in Final Reckoning. Like that was a good 20-minute sequence, but
mm,
this one was literally just the opening 3 minutes of the film. That doesn't take away the fact that it was a phenomenal stunt, and I thought, yeah, it sounds really bad. You're just waiting for that shot and going up, and then it's going, phew, like
yeah,
just going.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I guess that's what I'm saying. I felt more worried for him in that,
Okay.
than the one in the plane in Final Reckoning. And number one is Burj Khalifa. Come on, what started it all.
Yeah,
And I think
that's
I
the one I got.
appreciate watching the behind the scenes and then the people behind it, setting it all up, making
Yeah.
sure. I mean, people in Dubai didn't care. They were just like, Mission Impossible coming, Tom Cruise is coming, yeah. We want to do this stunt. Here's the keys. They practically let him do whatever they wanted. But yeah, it was really cool how the people of Dubai, like, and the people who run the hotel saying, yep, go ahead, do it. Just make sure it's safe. I mean, the whole thing behind it, I think I appreciated the setup more. I'm not saying the stunt wasn't. And also, it gives one of my funniest lines when he goes, your line's not long enough. No shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that was much as top five. But again, just to explain the plane final, it's just I just wasn't worried for him because he fell. This was a lot safer compared to his other stunts.
I think I
Do you know what I'm
like that
trying to
one.
say?
Yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying there, yeah, but I think I like this one more because he was like, he was hanging off the plane, and then he's trying to get into it, and then he's like doing all the other stuff, and then he's got his parachutes on fire
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. So yeah, and I think when I was like I say when I was watching, I was thinking, fucking hell.
That's what I'm saying. I don't take away the fact that
Yeah,
it was a fantastic stunt. That's why it's in the top five. It's a fantastic stunt sequence. Don't get me wrong. And this is one of the reasons I'm so glad that the Academy Awards are finally acknowledging stunt men and women, and
mm,
that's now a category. I
yeah,
mean, I think Tom Cruise should get like a recognition award for his accomplishments in the stunt
mm,
scene. I really do. So yeah, that's
yeah.
my top five. If you want to run for yours, I need no drinks. I'm
I
going
think
to.
mine's pretty similar to yours. Like we said, number one is the Final Reckoning one, and then two, Burj Khalifa. The battery's on 20%. 2 seconds, because we're very professional here.
You can edit it.
Yeah, yeah.
That scene in particular. Yeah.
Yeah. So one, Final Reckoning. Two, Burj Khalifa. Three, I like the one where where he's hanging off the plane. Fourth one when he jumps out the plane.
Mhm.
Fifth one's probably actually I'll probably put the Fallout one
Yeah, Fallout
if you
one.
convince me of
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Thank
And then Mission Impossible 2 you can just dynamite.
you.
So yeah, that's a bit harsh, but yeah. So what's next for there? Next five.
Again, because if your battery,
Yeah.
because we do record off iPhones, so his battery's on 20%, so we do have to try and.
Yeah.
To be fair, we spoke a lot more about the franchise itself, a lot longer than what we thought. So all I'm saying is, I just thought we just do our favorite characters of the franchise. So mine is just, I've mentioned it previously. Number five, Solomon Lane. I think he's one of my favorite villains of the entire franchise, for reasons as we said earlier. Luther, give man big love.
Yeah.
Love Ving Rhames. I know I nearly said it wrong then. Three, Elsa Faust. That's a great addition to the franchise. I felt sorry for her. She's a darling. Two is Ethan Hunt.
Two
I'm
Ethan
going
Hunt.
to Ethan Hunt because
What bastard was he gonna do?
number one is the most loyalist man you would ever want by your side. That's Benji.
Fair
I
enough,
love
but
Benji.
you know, okay. I'd say my
Comedic relief. He has his
yeah.
own. He does his own bit for the team. He has really good action sequences himself later on in later on in the series. You know, the bloody nearly getting hung by Solomon Lane in Fallout.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
the poor man's been through it all, but he always comes back for his bud, for his mates.
yeah.
That's why I love
That's
Benji
fair
so
enough.
much, man. You'd want him by your side.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'd say one Ethan Hunt, two Benji, three Luther, because they've just been in it for fucking ages, haven't they?
Hmm.
Got good before all of them. Fourth probably Elsa. Five Nia. No, I'm joking. No.
A lot of the
No.
batarang of you then.
Five. I'd say probably Walker.
Oh, Henry Cavill. Yeah, okay, no fair. See, I was toying with the idea of putting him at five, but I
And
just think Solomon Lane has just a little something more. Not saying
be,
he doesn't, but
no, no, it would have been sorry, it would have been Jamie Renner's character. What was his name again?
I was calling Jeremy Renner.
Yeah,
Okay,
call him
I'm
Jamie
not.
Renner.
We're not good. Well, I'm good with character names, but
Yeah, it's been a better month since I watched them now.
yeah,
But yeah,
same here, more or less.
yeah. But the only thing is, and this goes for the whole franchise, and like sometimes it's for the positive, sometimes it's for the negative. But like he's in Ghost Protocol, then he's in Rogue Nation. He's got
And he's never mentioned again.
never mentioned again,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
that goes with like some of the ones
Well,
in the
most of them
second,
looking
third.
looking Naya.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Well, yeah.
second one,
Sometimes it works.
yeah, it does work for the better, but
Yeah,
sometimes,
yeah,
like I say, they had a relationship at the end and like holding hands and thinking, yeah, I got my girl back, and then next thing you know, I'm married to another white broad. It's like, hang on, where the hell did this come from? You
yeah.
know, where's this backstory? Did Naya contract Chimera? And I don't know, I don't get it, man.
But yeah, like, but they do get away with it, I guess, because it's like they can pull IMF agents out their arse, sort
They
of thing.
can, yeah.
But I would, I would have liked to have Tom Cruise to been like about Ethan to say something, maybe, but maybe like he was contractually obligated not to say anything or whatever.
Also at the time, when you look at when the films come out, Jeremy Renner probably had
Well,
a few films. Yeah, yeah, a lot of Marvel as well, you know, and
Wind River.
Wind River, yeah. So maybe maybe schedule conflicts, you know.
Yeah, it just would have been good to have a mention,
Yeah,
but yeah, that's why he doesn't get in it because I liked his character because like you say, mate, feeling guilty for his wife, and then he gets to be the head of the where he's trying to toy with Alec Baldwin.
yeah,
I said about him,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Again, in Rogue Nation, yeah, that's
Yeah, I like that
great. Yeah, the
aspect. Yeah,
dynamic was brilliant.
yeah, then he's just gone.
Yeah, and he just disappears. Probably got promotion.
Yeah,
Anyway, so to finish it off, we'll try and do this a little bit
yeah,
quicker because
yeah.
you know you said an hour, nearly an hour and 10 minutes in. So I thought it'd be nice to just honor the man, the myth, the legend, Tom Cruise, one of my favorite actors. You know, living. Hope he lives till he's at least 90. You know,
Mm.
give you a quick top 10 films of Tom
I've,
Cruise.
yeah, I've only put one Mission Impossible in because I hate him.
Oh,
So,
I'll put three.
okay, no, that's fair enough.
We'll just give it away for the
Yeah,
rankings.
that's
But do you want to go first? Do you want to go first?
fine.
What did I say? Do
Do
you
you want
want
to
to
go
go
first?
first?
Do you want to go first?
Sorry.
You do one, I'll do one.
Okay, so number
Yeah.
10.
Oh, well, I'm just picking any.
I was going mine in order.
Okay, well, I didn't have that.
You
I didn't get the memo, you see.
can
So,
tell which one, like,
yeah.
I did give you the memo.
I'll write
Don't
it
rat me
down.
out.
I'll write it down.
Don't rat me out. I gave
All
you a
right, well, just be
list.
happy I've written something. Go on.
Number 10,
Number 10. Go on.
Rayman.
Yeah,
Him and Dustin.
that's on mine. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I think I love his character in that because he's an asshole to start with, and then comes and
Yeah.
looks after him and
That's his
cares
brother.
more. Yeah. And also, let's also mention he wouldn't work with Dustin Hoffman's magnificent performance, but
Mm.
yeah, I thought Rayman is one of his better roles.
Yeah.
Number 9 is one I watched recently. Born on the 4th of July.
Still need to watch that one.
Still need to watch that. That is him. I think when I say top 10 Tom Cruise films, there might be some elements of the film that probably don't work for people, but I looked at his performance in that, like in most of these films.
Yeah.
Okay, and obviously the impact that they've had on the film, but his performance in that was nothing short of phenomenal. And
Okay.
I want to look up if he was not at least nominated for an Oscar in that year, because
He's never won one, has he?
no, he hasn't. But
Yeah.
I hope he's nominated because he's phenomenal. It's based on a true story of a man who
War
served
vet.
in he's a war
Yeah.
vet, and the film highlights like the conditions that they lived in. The injured soldiers lived in the hospital, which was horrible. But it's all through the perspective of this true story, what it was like fighting over there, and it was brutal, man. The Vietnam scenes in that film are
I
horrible.
like Vietnam.
You don't like Vietnam,
I
but
don't like Vietnam, but I like that war because it's like the unofficial one they lost.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely would recommend
Definitely
that.
watch that.
Simply
Unfortunately.
because his performance in that is exceptional.
Okay. Yeah.
8, Rogue Nation.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, go check that. I'll skip that one because we talked about it
Yeah.
for the last hour.
Yeah.
And number 7, Highway to the Danger Zone, Top Gun, the first one.
First one. Okay.
Yeah, 1986, phenomenal. I am the need for speed. This movie is so damn quotable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and also the characters Maverick, Goose, Iceman. Some of these names are just like
Yeah, yeah,
oh.
yeah,
But also the sequences of themselves, like at the end, the jet, the fight scene was really good. The character, the camaraderie, I thought was great, and Tom
yeah.
Cruise is brilliant in that.
Fair enough.
The only down thing that I've pegged that was a 9 out of 10. The only thing I'm not 100% on the romance part.
Oh, isn't that his teacher or something?
Yeah,
Is it like,
something like that. Yeah, it's weird. I
and
mean,
she's
to be
not in the
fair,
sequel.
1986 Tom Cruise, I would fall in love with him myself.
But
Right, number six. Moving on. I got Ghost Protocol for reasons we've just spoke about. I won't say too much about it.
yeah,
Number five, top five now. Tropic Thunder. Les
that
Grossman,
one's on
the
mine. Yeah,
man, the most quotable.
it's
That's
just
probably the most things we've ever quoted. Was probably stuff from
oh yeah, yeah,
Tropic Thunder in general, but Les
yeah.
Grossman in particular.
It's just so different as well for
It
Tom
is.
Cruise. Like when I grew up like watching his films, I always thought to be honest, he's like very serious,
Yeah,
and then you see him in that, and he's just
totally different.
totally, and he wrote that character himself. Like they offered him the role of Matthew McConaughey's, and he was like, "I bet I'll do something else, like,
Yeah.
and I will do this character," and yeah, and the massive hands and just
Oh,
Diet Coke and just
Diet Coke.
yeah,
But with that, again, some of the things we quote
punch him in the face, really
really
fucking
fucking hard.
yeah, I love
actually,
it.
actually, another one of the things we always use to say is when we like having like a quip with each other, and you go, oh, "Okay,
Yeah,
Flaming
and you
Dragon, fuck
fuck face.
face."
Yeah,
Oh man,
yeah,
yeah,
hilarious.
it's just so funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just he goes, "They're
best
gonna kill
series.
him, and we will wait for him in the press."
Yeah,
So phenomenal. Oh, I need to rewatch Tropic.
yeah,
I've
do
got
need
the
to.
director's cut on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
I can't. I need to rewatch it.
that's
Anyway,
absolutely
so number four, I have Edge of Tomorrow.
that's on mine as well.
Yeah, again, it was funny as well.
Mm.
Tom Cruise is a funny character in that. He's a bit of a twat, but
Oh
that's what I
yeah,
like about him because in the end, he becomes like the warrior that they
the
need him
worthy
to
one.
be. Yeah, the
Yeah,
worthy
yeah.
one. He's worthy of dying about all these people.
Mm.
I think that film's how we never got a sequel to that film. I know they're saying they're currently
Yeah.
writing. I hope we deserve a sequel to that, and him and Emily Blunt deserve a sequel. Cause I want.
We all know you with Emily Blunt and that one thing. We all know.
Mm,
Actually, they don't know. Maybe that's one for the future.
yeah, we
Yeah,
better move on swiftly.
yeah,
But yeah, Edge of Tomorrow again. The action sequences in that it's funny. It's you feel the stakes of them losing that day, and that's why you keep a bit. Also, the Groundhog Day concept,
mm,
genius.
yeah.
I saw that film 6 times at the cinema. That's not my record of seeing the film. That still belongs to Desolation and Smoke.
Oh,
That was 12 times. Anyway,
oh wow.
saw that 12 times at the cinema. Anyway, so Edge Tomorrow. Glad we're getting a sequel.
Yeah,
Number three, Top Gun Maverick.
that's on
A
mine.
great legacy sequel.
Eliminated.
Phenomenal movie
Yeah.
from start to finish. The opening sequence with him destroying that was it. Was that jet called the black
Oh
one?
god.
And he tries to get to certain,
Yeah. Oh,
and then
the
he blows the top off and
yeah, yeah,
they actually
yeah.
did it. And also the relationship he builds with Goose's son. I
Mm.
think it's emotionally impactful. One of the funniest themes of the film is when, like, towards the end, where they both planes crash and he runs up
Oh
to him
yeah,
and then he
yeah.
just pushes him
Yeah,
over.
yeah,
I think he's genius. But yeah, he's very he sort of knows what the stakes are in this, and him trying to teach these cadets, like, and him, you can almost tell like there's a fatherly figure
yeah, yeah.
of him trying to look after these people, make sure that they come home.
Mm.
I think it was emotionally impactful, and the scenes themselves, like everything in the jet for him riding, the score and the cinematography of this film is just exceptional. The whole again, I love that runway, the
Mm.
bike sequence of him going with the jet. It's
Why is
just,
Jennifer Connelly in that film then?
huh?
Jennifer Connelly just tacked in there for no reason.
Because she was available. I don't
But
know.
but I did like the inclusion of Val Kilmer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh, that was I teared up watching
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And he actually, originally he wasn't supposed to speak,
No.
and he wanted to say something. He wanted to talk, and I thought, oh, a lot of grown men cried in that theatre, me included. So my top two very quickly: A Few Good Men, number two. He says A
That's
Few
on
Good
mine.
Men. His performance in that exceptional, as is everyone's. But Tom Cruise, since it's a top 10 Cruise movie films, him in particular, superb. Again, I've only seen that once. I do need to rewatch it.
I
But I
don't want to
remember
watch that.
if it had a lasting impact. I thought
Yeah.
I think him every bit in the court scene he ate up. I think him trying to win these cases for the soldiers when him like, they're just looking over things and you can see the impact that this is having on him and he wanted to get justice. I think his character is well written as well,
Mm.
but also he adds to that in a phenomenal.
Going to toe with Jack Nicholson ain't an easy feat.
No, it doesn't go toe
So
to toe with Jack, especially. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
So
I don't know what it is with Jack's. Anyway, and number one, spoken about Fallout. That's my favorite one. Favorite Tom
fair
Cruise
play.
movie.
Fair
I think
play.
it's phenomenal.
Fair play.
So, is there any ones that I'm missing out? I will make honorable mentions because I know people probably would wonder why I haven't included them. Minority Report and Collateral.
That's on
see, Collateral's great. I'm not as big as on Minority Report as everyone. Also, Wide Eyes Shut.
Oh yeah.
That bored me.
Oh really?
Also, it's practically a porno.
Oh yeah, man.
I, I just
My
didn't.
eyes are wide open.
Oh, I just didn't enjoy it as well. I was disappointed because everyone's saying that's one of Kubrick's best.
He
They're like,
died halfway through that,
it's a great film. I just no wonder he put it out hard. Anyway, moving on. Um, nah,
Big
I just
FG.
it, it didn't get me as much. Gripe me as much. It didn't
Get you off.
get me off compared to
Couldn't get off
where
to it.
everyone was really horny watching this movie, watching that. Nah.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's not my list either. So I
Go
got
on, you run through yours quickly. We'll
yeah, I got
finish up.
so I just named what Tropic Thunder that you got. I got Ghost Protocol, Collateral, Minority Report, Rain Man, Few Good Men, Edge of Tomorrow, Top Gun Maverick. So the ones that you didn't have, I got Interview with the Vampire. Again, totally different for Tom Cruise. Yeah. You did you like that?
I think I gave it a 6 out of 10. It was decent. It was good. All right. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And then I got Days of Thunder.
Really, you like that a lot more than me.
Yeah, I loved it, man. I thought
Is that the one
I,
with James? Not James Caan.
I saw. Keep forgetting his name. English bloke. It's got Robert Devlin.
Yeah, is
Yeah,
it the race one?
the race
Racing
one.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like that a lot more than me.
I think he caught me on a good day. I do really want to watch it again, but no, I
I, did,
like it.
I didn't. I don't think that was terrible. I think it was good, but it
It's
wouldn't be
you're
my.
not in the minority report now.
Hey,
You're not in the minority there because it is low rated and
yeah,
stuff. But yes, I mean I want to watch it again. I just think it's just dumb fun. That's just what Tom Cruise does. But yeah, yeah, those are my two.
do we think to finish up very quickly? So those are our top 10. We're pretty much similar. Let's say you've added two or three different ones. Do we have?
So it's my job.
That's my job.
Yeah.
Do we have worst Tom Cruise films? Because I've got one that I watched recently.
Well, I've never watched The Mummy. I know that's going to
That's
be it.
definitely on there.
Yeah.
That is the definition of shit.
The trailer actually was fucked up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They released just the audio and no music.
Yeah.
There's this thing going around. It's just Tom Cruise screaming. It's going like, yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's not great.
No, well, I can imagine. I know that one is bad. One that I'm not too keen on is but it's not bad. It's Risky Business. Not too keen on that one.
I enjoyed that one. It was early on in his career.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was. I don't know.
Not keen on
Again,
that.
wasn't. I think for me, I only have like his worst film for me is Jack Reacher Never Go Back. That was recent. That was
Never
Kobe
watched it.
Small. It's generic as hell. It was awful. Totally against the character of Jack Reacher. I understand why it pissed off a lot of book fans. It was just a generic little action thriller. It's and Tom Cruise, nothing against him. He was
Of course.
awful in that, but that's not necessarily his fault. I think that's down to Paul Ryan, poor script.
Mm.
So anyway, and a really poor story as well.
I know what you're going to say.
The Mummy, and then I would have Mission Impossible 2. That'll be on there.
Oh, I was going to say Legend.
Legend. Which one was that?
Tim Curry, the devil.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, his big ball sack for a chin.
Yeah.
That's not Tom Cruise. the darkness is
Yeah.
cool. You know what? I think for its I didn't realize that's got a cult following.
Yeah.
So it's not. I'm not going to sit here and say it was awful. I think I gave it a 5 out of 10 or something like that. But there were some elements I appreciated the prosthetics in that, and I
Yeah.
appreciated the practical effects in that, and the set production design. From a filmmaking standpoint, I enjoyed it. The story wise, it was a bit cliched. I felt like I was playing that game Fable. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I love Fable.
Yeah, I didn't. That's probably why I didn't love the
Yeah.
film as much. And also, I think it's because of one of Tom Cruise's early roles. He's not very good in it. That's probably down to him being young. But yeah, Tim Curry is the darkness man. With his honestly, people rewatch that. Look at his chin. It's just a huge boss. I screenshotted the picture and I sent it. You didn't know.
Yeah, I remember. I've got that on Blu-ray. I watched it and I thought,
You got that on Blu-ray.
yeah, it's only cheap. Yeah, but I'd say I like the out. You ever watch The Outsiders? That's when he was like really young.
Oh no, but I've that's on my watch list.
Yeah, that's got a load of like stars. Like when they were younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Isn't it?
Yes, that's
Good
one of the
man's work
reasons.
with everybody.
That's the reason why I was just about to say it's one of the reasons why I wanted to watch it. Directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Yeah, the guy's directed by
Yeah, it's clever.
Coppola, Kubrick, Spielberg. I will mention Brad Bird. Brad Bird because he did The Incredibles. Who else? Come on, help me. Who's worked with Brian De Palma.
Brian De Palma, yeah. Spielberg.
You can even reckon
Scorsese.
Scorsese, yeah.
Yeah, Colour of Money.
Yeah, I still haven't seen Colour of Money.
It's alright.
I do need to watch Colour of Money.
Yeah, you watched The Hustler, haven't you?
Huh?
You watched The Hustler, the sequel.
No.
No, watch The Hustler.
I
You
don't
don't have to.
I said, do I have to? So I don't
No.
want to.
No.
I just like the fact that Paul Newman and Tom Cruise
Yeah.
are in a film together, and
Yeah.
Tom Cruise and Paul Newman's is Tom Cruise's idol.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
So that's one of the reasons I really want to watch it, and also it's Scorsese.
There's another one that he did called Taps when he was younger. It's about cadets who take over well, the cadet institution.
Okay.
And it's got one of my favourite actors in it. It's called which I'm going to totally just like look like a twat now. I always seem to forget his name. Michael C. Scott. It's on my phone, but he's been in loads. I'm just making a twat of myself
No,
now.
you know.
He's in that. Um, and Giancarlo Esposito.
Oh, right, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
no
when I
way.
met Giancarlo, I did say like, you know, you work with like a lot of famous people like Tom Cruise, and he was like, yeah, we all had fun when we was like younger,
Oh, that's
and
wicked.
yeah, because there's Sean Penn in that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this other guy who was very popular in the 80s, but he's fell off. Like, well, you'd just never see him again. You'd probably recognise him. I couldn't tell you his name. But yeah, that's another good one. Yeah. I don't really think I've got one way I've been like, oh no.
Yeah, it's not necessarily Tom Cruise has been bad. It's more
Yeah.
or less might be down to script, or it could be down to people that he's worked with. Like sometimes you because he has such a way of acting, and some of the roles he's done are phenomenal. But people around him don't really live up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably sound really biased towards Tom, but I think he elevates any movie he's ever in. I mean, you look at Tropic Thunder. He has got a small role in
Rock
that.
of Ages.
Yeah, Rock of Ages. Yeah, don't diss that film. I
I no,
love that movie.
I'd say that's a guilty pleasure of mine. I know
It
everyone
is.
hates it, but
Nah,
when
it
you
reminds me of our dad.
yeah,
I
when
love
you watch
watching that
yeah,
movie.
and I know like the singing and everyone's a bit like, oh, you know, but it's just dumb fun.
Oh, you know what?
Bryan Cranston's in it,
Tom
you
Cruise can sing "I Want to Know What Love Is to Me" any day.
You're really releasing your gaydar today, aren't you?
I don't
Proper.
care. I
Yeah.
am a straight man, by the way. I appreciate a good-looking man when I see
Oh
one.
yeah, yeah,
And
absolutely.
Tom Cruise he's a good-looking man,
Yeah, yeah, fair play, yeah. But
along
yeah,
with
yeah,
Henry Cavill.
and yeah, and some others. Well, so that'll be on the next episode.
No,
Gaz's
we
top 10 shag list.
top 10, yeah, top 10 checklist.
Yeah. No, I think no, I can't think of any more top 10.
No. Well, people to the 5 people that are watching,
Yeah,
if let us know your Mission Impossible rankings. What you think of Dead Reckoning, Final Reckoning, all of them? That's what I just said. What are your favourite stunts? And what are your favourite Tom Cruise movies? Is there one we missed, or do I really need to watch The Color of Money? Or do I need to watch The Outsiders? There are a few more of his close films that I haven't seen.
yeah. I haven't watched that one you watched with the Irish one. Where's the Irish?
Oh, Far and Away.
Yeah,
That's funny.
and the Firm. I haven't watched that one.
The
And
film's
Forks as well.
great. The film is really good. It's
Okay.
got the guy who's the trapper in Saw. I want to play a game.
Oh, Tom Bell.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's in it.
Well,
Yeah, that was great. Far and Away is a good film, but because they have Irish accents, him and Nicole Kidman
not great.
come and go.
Oh, right,
One
yeah.
minute he's full on Irish, and then he's just normal
Tom Cruise.
American, like just Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
yeah, let us know. Mission Impossible, one of the best franchises I've ever made. I'd
yeah.
put that,
Put them up there.
put
Yeah,
that, yeah.
definitely.
And till next time, thanks for watching.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.